What's up, guys? Brian here representing New Overlay Network, bringing you my Gouki deck profile. It's predominantly budget if you guys want to go for a pure Gouki build, but I try to make this build for somebody who wants to take it at locals, and you can definitely make some noise with this. And this is what I've been test running online because here in Cali our locals are closed, and it's hard for me to get games when I'm playing with Santos or anybody else. So without further ado, guys, let's get on into it. This is a 44 card deck, and yeah. Let's get into it. So we run 3 Gouki Suprex. He's pretty much the Maruding captain of the deck. When you normal summon him, you can special summon another Gouki from your hand to the field. And yeah, all Gouki share the effect of when they're sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Gouki card from deck to your hand. That's a Gouki card, not a monster. So like I said, if you wanted to go for the pure Gouki build, you can definitely have some fun with this and make it pretty budget. But yeah, that's what Suprek does. You want to see him more often than not because if you see him and any other Gouki, that's pretty much full combo. So we run 3 of this guy right there. Next, we run 3 Twist Cobra. Level 3, 1600 body right here. We run 3 of him because I personally like his quick effect. And his quick effect is you can target 1 Gouki monster you control. You can tribute 1 Gouki monster you control, then target 1 Gouki monster you control. It gains attack equal to the original attack of the monster you tributed. And yeah, they can get pretty big pretty quickly. And then lets you trigger their effects from when they're sent from the field to the graveyard to add a Gouki card. So yeah, we run 3 of him because he's pretty good in my opinion. And then we run 3 Gouki Headbat. 3 Headbat. Because I was running 2, but then I realized that's dumb because he's just a free body on board. He gives you advantage and board presence in terms of what's on the field. So his effect is if you have this card in your hand and another Gouki, you can discard 1 other Gouki, and if you do, target 1 Gouki monster you control. It gains 800 check and lets you special summon him. So him being level 2 Earth is very helpful and useful for certain situations. So especially for the synchro plays we go into this. And then we run 2 Rio Scorpio. So Rio Scorpio is a level 5 beater, 2300. And his effect is if you control a monster, you can normal summon without tributing. Or if all monsters you control are Gouki, you can normal summon him without tributing. So yeah, he's just a big beater on board, level 5 or level 5. So yeah, good to have him because at 3, excuse me, he gets Cloggy, and then at 1 you don't see him enough. So 2 is just the perfect ratio for me. And then we run 2 Octo Stretch. So he's pretty much like a hand trap because during the damage step, when you're going to take battle damage, quick effect, you can discard this card from your hand to reduce the battle damage and make it become half. And then his other effect is when you're going to take battle card effect damage, you can pitch this card to make the effect damage you take become half. So it is slept on and it can be very helpful. He's also level 1, so that's very helpful for this particular build because sometimes when you pitch a certain amount of equipped spells off sold, you can't really use them, but since they're level 1, you're always going to have 1 in some cases. Next and lastly, the last Gouki that we run in this, and it's kind of a name, but it's also pretty helpful, is Gouki Guts. So his effect is he cannot be destroyed by battle once he's in defense position, and then during the main phase, you can make all Gouki monsters you control gain 200, and that's pretty much what he's for. And that does it for the Goukis. Then for some of the generic warrior support that I run, we have 2 Photon Thrasher. Sometimes I wish it was Junk Forward because unlike Junk Forward, he cannot be normal summon or set, but he can be special summon if you control no monsters. But if you control other monsters, he cannot attack. So that's the bad thing about him. But he's a free body on board, and as a monster, you don't have to commit your normal summon to. But if I had access to him, to Junk Forward, I'd probably run Junk Forward. But after that, we run 2 Maruding Captain. His effect is that if you control this card, your opponent cannot target other warrior monsters you control for attacks. And then when he is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower warrior monster from your hand. So just a good little extender, and yeah, definitely like to see him. But if you see at 1 you don't see him enough, and then at 3 he gets cloggy. So like again, 2 is just the perfect ratio for me. And then Neospatian Aqua Dolphin, because we do run the Neospatian package, so we run 3 Neospatian connector along with the 1 Neospatian Aqua Dolphin. Just great because when Neospatian connector is summoned, he lets you special summon 1 Neospatian monster or elemental Neos from your deck. And then once Aqua Dolphin is summoned, he lets you discard 1 card and then look at your opponent's hand. And then if you can look at your opponent's hand and discard a monster with attack that is greater than or equal to, I'm not sure if you guys can correct me down in the comment section wrong, but pretty much he lets you see if your opponent has an Nibiru in hand and just get information more than anything. So yeah, we run that right there to break the ever so important Nibiru or Kaiju out of their hand. And then for the 1-0s, I run the 1 Pancratops because just a good 1-0 in my opinion. And then Junk Anchor because he lets you bring out Road Warrior, and he can be used as any synchro monster for a synchro summon. So you don't need Junk Synchron or Road Synchron. I think it's Road Synchron for Road Warrior. So he lets you bypass that, and since he's a level 2 warrior, you can summon her off. You can summon it off his soul, and yeah, Earth also. So very helpful to get into Materia Beast if need be. And then Cyberstein. So Cyberstein, his effect is you can pay 5,000 light points, special summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck, and then more often than not, you're gonna bring out the warrior from the last warrior from another planet. And if you have Nectaria Exterior, obviously go for Nectaria Exterior. I don't have it, so I don't run it online. That's just me. Yeah, pretty godly 1-0, and you can special summon him from your deck thanks to Road Warrior. But sometimes you do open him, and yeah. There is that. Then for the spells, we're going to get into the 3 Gouki rematch. Pretty much the monster reborn for Goukis. You can target 2 Gouki monsters in your grid with different levels, especially some in defense mode, and just free link climbing material because that's what Goukis do. They link climb very, very well. And then for the hand traps, we run 3 Miss Ash Blossom. Just very powerful, probably the most diverse hand trap right now in the game. So I definitely like to see her. And then these could be effect failures, but I've been running Imperm online and I've been loving it. Really great card. So yeah, 3 Imperm because very diverse. Obviously, if you can't afford it, effect failure is there. And then 3 Called By because you don't want to get hand trapped. And then it's great to be setting down because you want to be able to banish certain monsters from the graveyard and negate their effects from the graveyard. So 3 Call By. And then for the last 1-0, we have the Rhoda. And then the 3 Equips. So, United We Stand. The equip monster gains 800 for each monster, gains 800 attack for each monster you control, including itself. So it helps whatever monster you equip to get pretty big. Megamorph, while your life points are lower than your opponent's, the monster equipped with this card, its attack becomes double, and when your life points are higher than your opponent's, its attack becomes half. But most of the time, you're going to be equipping this to the last warrior from another planet, who gets up to 4,700. And then Living Fossil because it's just a great card. Pretty much a monster reborn, but for only level 4 lowers. The monster comes out losing 1,000 attack and defense, and its effects are negated. But like I said, just a monster reborn for this deck. And then we run lastly the 3 Sullen Grundys because just a really good counter trap. And yeah, that's it for the main deck, guys. 44 card main deck. Very budget for the most part, like I said. But if you guys want to make it even more budget, you guys can decide in certain things like effect failure. What else? Sullen's pretty cheap. For the most part, yeah, everything's budget, guys. Just the impermanence, I guess, is the most expensive part. But yeah, without further ado, now let's get into the extra deck. We're gonna start off with Gouki the Jet Ogre. Requires 2 Gouki monsters, and its effect is once per turn, you can target 1 Gouki card you control and destroy it. And if you do, change all monsters your opponent controls to face-up attack position. And then when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can make all Gouki monsters you control gain 500. So yeah, very important to have. And then you run Gouki the Giant Ogre. Requires 3 Gouki monsters. I wish it was 2, but oh well, you know, can't have it all. 3 Gouki monsters, and cannot be destroyed by battle, and is unaffected by the card of activated effects of your opponent's monsters who's with an attack less than or equal to this card's attack. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, or targets this card or monster you control, this card you control that this monster points to, you can quick effect, make it lose 500 attack, negate the activation if you do destroy it. And he has another quick effect. When his attack is different than his original attack, you can make it gain 1,000. So yeah, pretty nice, and yeah, hard to get rid of, to say the least. And then lastly, for the Goukis, we run Gouki, the Great Ogre. Guys, if you don't have this in your deck profile, it's not pure Gouki. Forget what everybody else says. It's not pure Gouki unless you run it. You have to run the Great Ogre. But honestly, no. I'm even just kidding. That was me being sarcastic. But honestly, I just like it because sometimes, I mean, losing attack equal to the defense is pretty crucial in some instances. What, Burl Savage gets pretty big. So if you can bait out the Burl Savage negate, yeah, I mean, I just like it. I mean, you got to run it to make it pure Gouki, in my opinion. That's just me. But obviously, you can switch it out for Crusader Airmax or what, World Sword, whatever. Yeah. But I'd like to run it because gotta make it pure, gotta make it more Gouki. You know what I'm saying? Then we run 2 Isolde. Obviously, Isolde is one of the cards that's better outside of her own archetype because it requires just 2 warrior monsters, and her effect is when she's link summoned, she lets you add any warrior monster from your deck to your hand, so you can add BLS if you choose to run a little dark warrior package in here. But yeah, the unfortunate thing is you can't activate or use monsters with that card's name for the rest of this turn, so you can just save for the next turn. But her second effect is what we mostly use her for, is she lets you send any number of equipped spells from your deck and then special summon 1 monster with a level equal to the number of equipped spells you sent to your graveyard. So if you sent 2, you special summon a level 2 warrior monster. If you sent 1, you special summon level 1, etc. So yeah, very powerful card. It does suck when she gets Valor or Ash, so I do run 2 just to be safe. And then we run the IP Masquerena because honestly, good interruption, and then a Great Link 2. And then one of the new additions from Dual Overload, we have the Ferocious Flame Swordman. It requires 2 monsters with different name. It's just the Link summon, Link version of Flame Swordsman. So it requires 2 monsters with different names. All warrior monsters you control gain 500 attack, and then when this Link summons card you control is destroyed by battle card effect and leaves the monster zone, you can special summon from your graveyard 1 non-link warrior monster, but banish it when it leaves the field. But yeah, very helpful and very clutch late games, if I may say so myself. And then for the links, we run the Nightmare package because we have to. 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Cerberus. Yep, pretty self-explanatory. Next, we have Appaloosa because very easy to make in this deck. Then we have Oral Guard. Probably one of the Borals that doesn't get enough love, but in this particular deck build, it gets love because he is great to combo off with Road Warrior and the last warrior from another planet. Because once you're able to bring out Cyberstein, you're gonna go ahead and use Road Warrior effect to bring him out. Use Cyberstein to link off into Beauregard. At this point, you'll have enough resources to do so. I'll show the combo in a different video, but you're gonna be able to link off into this guy. Use Cyberstein's effect to bring out Last Word from another planet. He's gonna destroy everybody except for himself and this guy because Beauregard cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and then so he's unaffected by that. So you're left with Last Word from another planet, which its effect states that neither player can summon monsters, and you have to destroy all monsters you control. So your opponent can set, but they can't summon anymore, and that goes for you also. But you're gonna be left with him and this guy. So Beauregard's other effects cannot be destroyed by card effects, and then quick effect, you can change 1 monster your opponent controls to defense position, and his other effect is if a card your opponent, you can send 1 spell and trap card you control, destroy it destroy it. Then special summon from either graveyard monsters that were destroyed by battle or card effect this turn. So yeah, just let you take your opponent's monster, and I like taking stuff that's not mine, which is pretty cool. And then lastly, for the last card to make up the 15 card extra deck is Materia Beast, because was it two junk forward? He is level 2 Earth Tuner. So yeah, you are able to make him, and when you are, this is pretty much auto win against strikers, and yeah, just too good not to run. And that does it, guys, for the Gouki deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this is for online play, what I've been running and what's been working pretty well for me. And then that's it, guys. This is Brian with Neo Overlay Network signing out.